I realized that no matter how deep my love was for Claudette, I also loved Candy. Ooh, Miss Claudette, that is hard to hear. For your man to be like, oh, I love another bitch, it's like you want to stab him in the throat. Well, hello there, love bugs. Hello there, Bellas. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share to Facebook, subscribe, and visit uptopbeauty.com for these Mick shades in red. We have them in black and tortoise. And if you are not already a part of this book club, please hit the Patreon link below and or the join button here on the YouTube. And for a small monthly fee of $5, you babies, yes you, can be privy to all the shenanigans before the YouTube gets it, if the YouTube gets it. Now, let's continue talking about Smokey Robinson. Ooh, baby, baby. Listen, you mother hunchies that be down in the comments trying to shade me on my voice, I know I can't fucking You think people will think I had him with another woman? I don't think you care what people think. I think you're just happy to have him. You're right, I said, kissing Candy. I brought little Barry to her apartment so she could see him. He was only a month old, normal, strong, and healthy. Everything a father could ask for. Candy held him in her arms. What the oh, Miss Claudette. Oh, Miss Claudette, what the fuck? Candy held him in her arms, caressed his cheek, kissed his tiny hands. She was so happy for me. Her eyes filled with tears. Then she broke the news. I'm going away. What? I'm leaving Detroit. Why? It isn't fair. You and Claudette finally have what you've always wanted. I couldn't live with myself if I did anything to destroy that. I'm a distraction. I love you too much. I have too much respect for Claudette to damage your life together. You don't have enough respect for Miss Claudette not to F her husband and kiss her brand new baby? Girl, where are you going? They've offered me a job at the Playboy Club in San Francisco. I've accepted. I wanted to stop her, wanted to argue, wanted to convince her to stay. But reason wasn't on my side. What did I have to offer Candy? Besides my dick. That wasn't what Smokey said. That's just what I said. I mean, the fact of the matter is, all Smokey Robinson really is doing is just giving passion. Because I told you, that's the reason why that extramarital affair works for the time that it does. A week later, on a hot Sunday afternoon, Daddy Five and I were at Tiger Stadium watching Mickey Lollick now down on the Indians. This was little Barry's first ball game. It was also the year Detroit would win the World Series, beating Cleveland to the pennant by 16.5 games. I took a bite out of a hamburger while Daddy bounced Barry on his knee. I stared aimlessly as Jim Northrup flied out to left field. Thinking about Candy, he asked me. Daddy knew her, just like I had known his women when I was a kid. In fact, Candy even called him Daddy. Thinking about everything, I answered. Let her go, boy, he said. Just let her go. The air was clear. From Barry Gordy's home in the Hollywood Hills, the one he just bought from Tommy Smothers, you could see for miles. Below, the Los Angeles basin seemed so vast, a mad matrix of freeways and boulevards, porn shops and movie studios, mansions and shacks. Look to your right, Smoke, said Barry. You can see the ocean. In the distance, the Pacific shimmered under the morning sun. Claudette had gone inside to feed little Barry. We'd come out to California to show Big Barry his godson. After pointing out a few more sites, Barry got down to business. I've decided to move out here. So much is going on in LA. Movies, for instance. You're going to make movies? I'm going to try. You can make movies in Detroit. You can make movies in Des Moines if you have to, but movies are made in Hollywood. I think it's a mistake, Barry. Why? Detroit's your home and your heart. It all happened for you in Detroit. I can't see you leaving. I can't see me staying. Oh, you got to admire Barry Gordy. Okay, yes, he done some foul shiz along the way. But baby, he see the goal. And bitch, I'm going to do whatever it is I got to do to get back home. I wasn't happy with my career. I didn't just dislike the traveling. I hated it. Maybe it was the birth of Barry. Maybe it was Candy leaving. But I was determined to devote myself to my family. Running in and out of town was driving me nuts. And for the first time, there was also dissension among the troops. For years, I tried to supplement the Miracles' income by having them help me compose. If they worked a writing session with me, whether I used their ideas or not, I put their names on the tunes, and consequently, they enjoyed extra money. Smokey Robinson just admitted that he was doing exceptional things for the Miracles. Okay, the other groups wasn't doing this, but then Smokey Robinson is the vice president of the company, and he can do that. He can make sure that his group shines. The Supremes weren't the only people there at Motown getting their feet rubbed now. Whether I used their ideas or not, I put their names on the tunes, and consequently, they enjoyed extra earnings. But I also wanted them to write among themselves, hoping they'd generate even more hits that would lessen their need for live performance money. It'll mean less pressure on me to tour with the guys. I didn't really need the concert money. My own situation had steadily improved. I had writers' royalties coming in and also a vice president's salary. The Miracles, though, were reluctant to write without me. And then things got bad between me and Pete. He's saying right here, the Miracles, they didn't reach for the stars. So it's Smokey Robinson's fault that they didn't reach for the stars? Pete and I had been inseparable since we were kids. But when he married, I found out his wife started whispering shit in his ear. Smokey's making more money than you. Smokey's taking more than he should. Smokey has this. Smokey has that. Over time, Pete's attitude soured. He started angling against me, doing stuff behind my back. I was shocked. I was also pissed. After all, he'd known his wife very briefly, but we'd been friends since childhood. Male friendships are sacred to me. I never let anyone turn me against Pete, and I resented the fact that he lets his wife poison his mind.
Yes, sir. I'm telling you,
Selena Johnson. Am I saying it right? Woo! That Chicago bitch, you. Oh, you Chi-Town bitch. That broad right there, man, she looks great. I don't know if she had any work done on her face, but baby, when I tell you, when it all falls down, baby. When it all falls Then I started contemplating, because I made more money than the other guys. I'd always picked out and paid for the group's clothes. I kept us clean, kept us sharp, did lots of extra shiz I didn't have to. More and more, I was feeling used and unappreciated. In 1969, I decided to quit the Miracles and get the hell off the road. It was no easy decision because, after all, we'd been together most of our lives. In fact, Bobby Rogers and I were born in the same hospital on the same day. If they hadn't put me in the wrong color nursery, you could say we've been chirping and crying together from the first minutes we popped into the world. Damn. That tell me that they put Bobby Rogers in the black baby nursery, and they put him over there in the white baby nursery. Okay, but didn't it come out of a black vagina? No matter, my peace of mind was slowly being destroyed, and I knew it was time to leave. I love you guys. I told them at a meeting at Ronnie White's house. We're brothers. We'll always be brothers. But there's a time when even brothers have to go their separate ways. They heard me. My words were clear, but the reality of my decision didn't quite register with them. 4 years before our name had been changed from the Miracles to Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, it was Barry's idea. He argued that having the leader's name out front would boost business. That's what Barry Gordy told you? Mm-hmm. Did he discuss it with the whole group? I think Levi Stubbs was the only one that said to Barry Gordy, no, it's not fitting to be Levi Stubbs and the tops and the three tops. It's not fitting to be that. Okay? Levi Stubbs, bless his soul, bless his heart, but he ain't no fighter, and physically or mentally. It's like I told you, Barry Gordy uses that divide and conquer type of tactic to destroy groups with the Motown. Okay, I said it. The guys might have resented it, but they saw his reasoning and said nothing. But when it all falls down. I'm not sure I believed it myself, because somehow I didn't leave in 1969 or in 1970 or even in 1971. In 1972, I was still touring with the Miracles. Part of the reason goes back to Hitsville Christmas Party with Stevie Wonder. 3 years after we'd released The Tears of a Clown, the song I'd written with Stevie, a Motown executive in London decided it had hit potential and put it out in the UK. After 2 weeks, the thing jumped to number 1. So in 1970, Tears of a Clown, the Miracles' biggest record ever, selling some 3 million copies. That was great, but it also put me in a bind. As a group, we were hotter than ever. Our performance fee zoomed to $25,000 a night. Big money back then. Come on, Smoke. My partners pulled on me. You've got to tour for another year. We need time to get ourselves financially straight. I agreed. I toured, but I hated it. Hated it every time I left the house. Hated the cabs and the limos and the planes. Hated the hotels and the hotel food. Hated the hassles and the headaches over equipment and musicians and luggage and sound checks. So this is the first time that I've heard someone be quite honest about touring. When it's just a drop in the bucket of money that you're getting, it's irritating to you. I mean, goddamn, I can sit at home and make more money than these tours. When we got to San Francisco, I called Candy. I bet you did. I'd been worried about her because on the phone, she told me about her stormy affair with Huey Newton of the Black Panthers. There'd been violence, and she was so afraid that for a while she'd gone into hiding. She came to Mayoko Hotel saying that Huey was no longer a problem. For 3 days and 3 nights, despite our resolve to end our relationship, we stayed together. I realized that no matter how deep my love was for Claudette, I also loved Candy. Ooh, Miss Claudette, that is hard to hear. For your man to be like, oh, I love another bitch, it's like you want to stab him in the throat. In much the same way, Claudette was cool. We had an unspoken understanding. Maybe it was because, having traveled as a Miracle, Claudette knew how men acted. If, for example, she flew out to see me perform, she'd always call first. She'd never show up unannounced. When she arrived at my hotel, she'd ring my room from the lobby. Hi, honey, she'd say. I'll be up in a few minutes. I respected her for being wise enough to avoid the possibility of walking in on anything. He flipped over the diagram. Beneath it was another sheet of paper, another strange looking drawing. As you can see, Throckmorton declared, this is a brace, I must say, of my own design. Isn't it beautiful? What will it do? Asked Claudette. It will brace your cervix. It will permit you, my dear lady, to carry and bear your own child. Will it work? I wanted to know. I'll do everything I can. Throckmorton promised to make sure it worked. Let me tell you how vicious Throckmorton is. He must have been a trailblazer in regards to gynecology and obstetrics. Okay? Because that's what I call it right now. Because remember, he gave the Robinsons their first baby through surrogate. He's now going to give the Robinsons their second baby through a contraption that he made that will hold the baby up inside of her. The problem with Throckmorton is that he's very sick. They see how sick he is. So she ends up holding the baby. They go into the hospital, but Throckmorton is so sick that he can't even be there to deliver the baby. He is on the phone guiding the other doctors to help pull the baby out. Wait till you hear the music we're making in LA, Berry said. It's hot enough to burn your ass. The truth is that the first songs Berry produced in California were history-setting hits. 4 straight smashes on the Jackson 5. I Want You Back, ABC, The Love You Save, and I'll Be There. Bobby Taylor, a dynamite singer, had discovered the group in the late 60s and brought them to our attention. Bobby took care of them for a while. In fact, little 9-year-old Michael used to love to ride in the golf cart when Bobby and I were out on the links. Michael was a strange and lovely child. I always saw him as an old soul in the body of a boy. He was driven, determined, intense, the biggest talent we'd seen since Diana. Brothers, badass singers and dancers themselves only added to the appeal. Things are moving ahead much as I planned. Dr. Throckmorton told us in the first week of December 1970, our due date was Christmas. This is it, guys, I said in early 1971. No more miracles for me. I don't want my kids not knowing they have a father. I don't want to come home and have them asking me for an autograph. Find a singer and do it soon, because my patience is shot. They held auditions, got cats from all over the country, and finally decided on Billy Griffin. Billy was good, but everyone insisted that I had to help him. I had to go on one more extended tour just to introduce Billy to the public. It'll be our farewell tour.
You say that you love